Can you hear me? But this should be this. I think that's the computer mic. I'm back, no audio. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? But I don't think this is the right thing. So let me make sure I've got the right microphone on. Okay, wait. Okay, then make sure this is turned on. Let me mute that. Okay, there we go. That's better, right?
Is this better? For everybody.
Okay, let me check the audio levels. Is that audio level okay? Let me know. Perf, Justin Wheeler says perf. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Madam Drem. Hello, Stuart. Hello, everyone. Okay, so we like this audio sound. I could always increase it. Stay hydrated. I don't know what this mark is. It's been on my neck for a while. I don't know what's about it. Always good to bump it up. Let me see. Is that any better? I try to turn it up so that. Oh shit! I don't wanna. Those are sounds. Look at, I can make sounds. Watch. Wait, did that do anything? I didn't hear anything. Okay, whatever. Oh wait, no, it's muted. Listen. Thanks, Chris, for the nice sweater. You like it? I'm going to stop fucking around with this Rode thing because I feel like if I fuck around with it, I'm going to mess up the audio. So, Michelle says that she is rolling up some Temptation F2 Jealousy Cross right meow. What strain won the vote? Let's double check and see. Also, let me pull this out so we can. Let me go to this browser window properties and go to Google Chrome. Club Sesh. I think this is what we want. We're going to have it be that. Oh, wow. Sorry, everyone. Let's make this a little smala. Oh, boy. Here we go. So this is what we did. We posted, hey, look it, I made it right on time, 4:20. Where are we going to put all the screens? So many screens, I don't know what to do with them. I'll put one here. And let's go to our Patreon. Edibles Club. 10-6. Let's see what the vote said. Love streaming is the best. Eddie loves it. Hi, Lee. Hi, everyone. I'm a pro. I am pro. Obviously, pre-order my cookbook, please. Stuart, I'm glad to see you back. We're happy to have you back. I'm glad you figured it back. Oh, look it. You said, hi, I'm back. We love it. Write this. Let me write Stuart back. Yay, Stuart. I hope this is the voice when you get comments from me that's the voice you read them in. Forb Donatoit. Hi. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, so it seems like everybody wants me to smoke the Radical Herbs Funky Charms. I'm surprised that the Fig Farm didn't win, but I'll gladly smoke this. I had rolled up some Pink Jesus, but we don't need to smoke that. Oh wait, no, it's right here that my phone is. My phone's a little wonky. Winslow doesn't love this setup either for the phone, but we're doing our best. Okay, we're doing the best we can. Okay, so Grease Monkey Rainbow Chip Funky Charms from Radical Herbs 1. Let's see. Dreamcast 2002, seeing fancy craft tinctures, barbecue decarbs, cauldrons outdoors. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Can you put a link? Can you put a link for me? And I've got to get some links from my email. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so let me get this pink Jesus out of the way. I also didn't like how I rolled this joint, so we're just gonna pull this shit apart. Look at that, it's like a little turd. Try and get it in there for you. All right, so we'll use that screen to pull up videos if you all want to watch some videos with me while we hang out here and I roll this joint. You can also, let's hide this browser for a second and we'll make this bigger and we'll make me smaller, but we'll put me on top of me rolling. We'll do this. There we go. Hi, there I am. And we'll put this more here. That way it doesn't look that weird. So we're rolling a joint. I'm pulling this one apart actually. I feel like I should have set it up. Actually, I might move this. So I might put my computer. This is Pink Jesus, so I need to keep this to the side. Hope you all like my Tom of Finland. I'll turn it around for you so you can see. Get the full juicy vibes happening there. Okay, bye Eddie, we love you. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you being here. Have a good drive. I'm just gonna be sitting here, hanging out, doing this here thing. And then I think what I'm gonna do, stay an hour drive. That's a long drive. We're gonna flip this. Excuse the switch up, people. But I'm trying to make it so I'm not like leaning over the side and cranking my neck. But I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh shit. Oh shit. Stand by. We'll make this one big for now. Stand by. This camera holder not very sturdy. And I need to plug my iPhone in. Oh my God. Why did I do this? Anyway, we're gonna get there. Don't worry, people. I just gotta get a joint rolled so I can feel normal. Don't tip. Fuck. It just like doesn't want to stay upright because it's too heavy with the iPhone. This fucking thing. Listen. We're gonna try it like that. And see if that does any better. Who is Tom of Finland? Is an artist, very famous, gay artist. iPhone, yeah, there we go. Here we go. He did this kind of artwork, you know. When you pre-order my book, you'll learn a little bit more about me. You'll learn a little bit more about me. I'm going to refresh my YouTube because sometimes it gives me delays and I don't want to get... Hi, Natalie B. Hi, Natalie. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. I don't have a bottle full of bub, but I've got jars full of weed, if you know what I mean. Obviously, I should not have gone into a career in music. I think it's crazy that I've been doing this as long as I have been, though. Normal people would have quit by now. Leather beefcake, that's right. That is right. Okay, so I have a little crutch here I can use. And excuse my nails, okay? And we're not normal, says Stuart. That is right. We're not normal. Who wants to be normal? Not me. I don't have a choice, so... I'm just myself. What is normal? What does normal even mean, right? Who knows? We don't know. Anyway, so I got this cookie grinder. I just like it, you know, and you don't have to use it, but this is what everyone voted for, Radical Herbs. The, what was this a cross between? They cross so many things these days that you're like, what? Radical Herbs. It is Grease Monkey and Rainbow Chip. Let me show you the bud. I'm normally really moody and mouthy. That's my me too, Michelle. There really is no normal. I'm reading your comments. I love this. I'm on my own island. Wait, where is the bud in focus? Maybe I can put it here actually. Let me put this bud in focus. So you see that bud? What do we think? Nice? Pretty nice? Pretty nice. Okay, so this was the Radical Herbs. I thought y'all were gonna pick this Fig Farms, because look at how nice and crystally these are. So we can just kind of look at the difference between these nugs. Getting a little bit of lag, I don't know why. Maybe it's just from the NDI. This one, you can tell just looking at them. This one is stickier, more trichomes on it, which is what we want, than this one. So, and then the Pink Jesus. So I'll probably smoke this at night before I go to bed. And then smoke this now with all of you. This is saying it's 32% THC. I don't really believe that. Hi, Kathy. We are putting these in. I haven't figured out how to do the audio so we can watch YouTube videos while I'm doing this, you know, like while we're hanging out. But I have some links for us to check out. This is a different, I don't think I had Pink Jesus. Did I have Pink Jesus a few weeks ago? I just bought this. I just went to Cornerstone the other day and picked up some flour because I was literally like yesterday because I ran out and I knew we were doing our live stream. So I wanted to make sure that I had enough flour. It's different, must be different because I smoked all of that. I smoked my flour too quickly to have stuff from last week. Grind it up. I like this grinder. It'll be totally useless in like a month. You know what I mean? Like it's just gonna get caked and then I can use some Everclear and clean it out. But when it's nice and crispy like this, I love it. Where did my little dog go? She must be in the bedroom. I've been smoking weed only at night and dabbing during the day. I got a new Puffco. Mine died in June. That's cool. Do you feel like that's like better for daytime getting shit done? What's the logic? What's the logic behind it? I don't know what that accent is, but apologize for that. Boo, 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 boo. I always cut my king size papers a little bit. I don't know why. Because I like it a little bit shorty, but not as shorty as the regular papers. Tangy Mac, it just keeps me out the jars. That's true. The jars, what do you mean? Keeps you out of the jars? Like jars of peanut butter? Or you don't like to have these jars? You mean these like flour jars? Natalie B. Okay, Tangy Mac, I'm on a smoking hiatus, so I'm totally living through you right now. Live through me, Tangy Mac. You're welcome to. Natalie B, we need a bonbon cam. I know, I didn't have time to set it up today. We're figuring it out because I kind of changed my setup a little bit so it was better. I'm using a bigger computer and you know, it's good for Winslow too, but we gotta set it all up. I mean, it keeps me from smoking all the weed. That's true. That's true. So, yeah, vapes are, look at Justin Wheeler says same. Justin, you smoke an eighth per day. That shit can be silly expensive. Yes, it can. It's fucking expensive. Although Cornerstone has some really reasonable eighths, like $24. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. They're outdoor, you know, but beggars can't be choosers. So I smoke whatever. And that's how I roll a joint. Justin Wheeler's not smoking right now. That's good for you, Justin. It's good to take a little tea break. I take a tea break every once in a while. I'm trying to look at the camera more instead of just looking at the computer because I want to look at you. But it feels very weird just kind of stare into a lens. But I'm going to pretend it's all of your lovely faces and I'm talking directly to you. Almost done this joint. Then we're going to start pulling up fun shit. Do you see how I roll? It's very, nothing fancy. Tap it in. Yeah, I don't pay more than $25 absolute tops for an eighth. We have shops who have 7 grams for $30, $35 on certain days. Oh wow, you can get a quarter for $30, $35. That's a real fucking deal. But you know what? They grow so much weed. They have so much weed. We're going to have so much weed, especially if we legalize. Holy shit. Holy shit. That would be crazy. I hope it happens. It would really be awesome for our industry. We need help. Be awesome for my cookbook. Let's be real. Okay, now because my publisher says, let me bring this back. All right, we're going to make this. So we did this, the iPhone, we can make small again. But let me make this one kind of big first, actually. This is going to be big. Sorry, everybody. Don't worry, it'll be something. Let's put the browser here. Let's put the YouTube chat here. And I'll stay in the corner here, just kind of hanging out. Oh wait, is the chat not in the video? Let's make sure the chat's in there. Wait, medical prices, right, Michelle? Yes, sir, Chris. Okay, let's talk about that, my friends, actually, because I was like, what is that? It's my mic. Medical, you should keep your medical card, Michelle, because having a medical card protects you in the workplace, okay? Vintage Vanier, you just subbed to what? To this? To my YouTube or to Patreon? I don't know which one you're talking about, but whichever one, I'm grateful. Okay, so let's go to this. First of all, let me show you this. How do you eat and have a good time? This is my cookbook, everybody. How do you eat, have a good time? You can order it here. I did over 200 lab tests, but this is the book. It's fucking awesome. The photos are awesome. I did meatballs, my grandma's recipe for meatballs. That's the Bible right there. That's what Michelle says. That's a motherfucking Bible right there. That's what I said. I was approached years ago to do a cookbook, and I said to them, they're like, what would you want it to be? And it was during this time when publishers were just trying to make a quick turnaround book. And I was like, if I write a cookbook, it's going to be a Bible. It's going to be, you know, like I had to cut a lot of stuff out because my publisher was like, snoozeville, Vanessa, this is so boring. No one cares about this but you. I know you all would have cared about it, so don't worry. We'll cover anything I cut out in the club, but the book has a lot. The book has a lot. We didn't want to scare people, right? Because like you start getting too deep into this shit and people just, their eyes glaze over, unless they're like us. But not everyone's like us. Let me look. Wait. I cannot wait for this book. Yes, Natalie, me too. I'm going to do events and things like that. Gare Bear, do you have a vendor preference for pre-order? I think if you order through Simon and Schuster, it's not good. Like it actually doesn't count toward my pre-orders, which counts towards the lists. So basically I have to sell 10 to 15,000 copies of this book to make the New York Times bestseller list, to make any kind of bestseller list, right? I have to sell a shit ton of books. You know, I'm working on it. I'm trying not to be like hit people over the head with it, but it's a lot. What's the wave? I don't know what the wave is. But as far as like where to pre-order, bam, there's obviously there's Amazon and Barnes and Noble, but I think you can find like a little bookshop if you wanted to. Let me see what this is. And if anyone wants to pre-order a bunch, like 100 or more, send me a DM and I will set that up for you. Angels, whoever you are. Oh, look it, they discounted it. That's good. That's a good sign, actually. Okay, so 33 million raised for local bookstores. That's cool. Okay, so you could pre-order there. Anyway, you can pre-order at all of these places, which is awesome. And I want to go and get some links for you guys. Michelle ordered from Amazon. Hi, Vanessa and Club. First time, long time. Jonesy, welcome to our live stream. So I know Natalie B, you would care, but don't worry. We'll go over everything. There's nothing I know that I won't share with you. And if we don't know something, we'll find out together. Let me get this. I want to get to these things that I wanted to look at. No. Sorry, I'm just trying to find some links that were put aside that I wanted to look at. Here we go, for the club. I did Amazon as well, says Natalie B. That's cool. Listen, Amazon is totally fine. All right, you all ready to watch some videos? Tell me if you are, okay? We're gonna watch a video. I'm moving in a couple weeks, so I've just been waiting to get my finalized address, and then boom, hit in the cart. Yes. Okay, we're ready to watch some videos together. Let's see what this is about.
It wasn't until that I actually hit some health issues where I realized that cannabis was an amazing tool.
Uh-oh. I think because browser window, you can hear it? Can you hear it? Because I can't hear it. If I put these on, is that gonna fuck everything up? You could. Okay, I can't hear it though. How do I fucking hear it then? Let me hook it up here. No, I don't want to. I'm going to connect to this, and that way I've got my laptop here, so when I play it for you, I can hear it on my fucking shit. Live. We are live right now. I want to visit the link. I want to go to the live YouTube so I can watch myself. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start this again, and since you can hear, that's fine. I can hear now from over here.
It wasn't until that I actually hit some health issues where I realized that cannabis was an amazing tool.
When Kiana was 17,
and with that severe...
I gotta go back, sorry. When Kiana was 17, she started experiencing severe pain from an unknown illness. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Just want to make sure. Okay. I think you can. Okay. Yes. That's cute. So, unknown illness.
And with that severe pain, I, tried to manage on my own and, through medical advice. And at the moment and through the time, nothing was really giving me any sort of relief or any help. Most women do go through like severe pain when it comes to premenstrual, cycling and everything of that nature. And it seems like in this day and age, that's just becoming more of a commonplace thing, experiencing, severe symptoms that are actually not a normal thing, something that's not commonplace. If you know.
I'm just pausing it. If you're still here. Video is loud, Vanessa is muffled. Is that any louder? No, it's not. Why did I get muffled? It's not, it shouldn't be connecting to my AirPod Max. But I'm just trying to listen to the video. How the fuck do I make it so that it doesn't decrease this? Okay. And there's a little bit of a delay. I feel like these made it bad. But this is how I'm watching these videos. Maybe my bike is... I can hear it's muffled because I'm watching the video here. So let me try this. Put this up here. Is that doing anything? No. I connected it to my bra, and now I don't know how to get it off. That's a little less muffled when I put it right there. Okay, let's just put this right in my fucking face. Stuart says part of the fun of this is that I have trouble with it. Okay, look at this, is interesting. Balance is there. Let me try and... Oh wait, no, this is the mic. Let me try increase this. How is this? No better. I'm trying to increase the volume, but it's not working. Anyway, you're gonna have to live with this. Okay, we'll figure it out next time.
You know something's going.
Oh shit! Now it's not playing through the thing. So let me.
On.
Oh fuck. It was playing through here, so nice.
And you're having.
Okay, so let me get rid of this because that's not working anymore. And how is the... We're just going to play this, okay? And I'm
these
sorry.
Issues, and you're being dismissed, which is unfortunately really a commonplace thing for men, women, and everybody in between. There comes a point where you have to, take your own health into your hands and do what you got to do. And I think that's why when cannabis came into my life and I realized what a tool it could be, my mind kind of just exploded.
Totally. Got her medical card. Good.
And as soon as that happened, as soon as I got that in the mail, I went straight to the medical cannabis place, and that was it. And there's so many different ways to...
How is that sound, you guys? Megatron, I'm not even barely faded. I'm not even there yet. I need a little bit more to be faded than...
Immerse yourself into cannabis. Just take it easy, take it slow. There's no rush going into something like this. It's a journey, and it's a beautiful one. Listen to your body, because your body knows more than anybody else, especially if you're the one that's going through these things. It's just really important to monitor that.
Listen to your body. And I'll say this, every time I've gone to the doctor, I go to Kaiser Permanente, which is kind of like as socialized as healthcare gets in this country. But they're like a big it's like a big consortium of doctors. And anyway, whenever I go, they always ask me, like for years, basically since I got my medical card, they would ask me if I use any other kind of medicine. And I would always tell them, like, yeah, I use weed, cannabis. So, because I just wanted them to know, like, healthy people use cannabis. It's used for all sorts of reasons. It's not just to like get stoned in your basement and play video games. No shame if that's what you want to do. But I've got good blood pressure, and I try to exercise and be healthy. So anyway, I love what she has to say.
Realize, how you are before and how you are with these symptoms that you're managing. And then, the difference and how you feel after.
What do you all use cannabis for? I'm curious. What do you use? And do you have a medical card? I'm actually going to make a poll in the chat. Let's make a poll. Let me create a poll. Oh, okay, do you have a medical card? Start poll. We're starting to poll. Michelle, my position on pain and weed when I was able to go legal, a lot changed for me physically, emotionally, and mentally. Part of it was probably extreme relief financially. Sorry. Because we were spending, I'm choking on that. Yeah, $100 for a quarter. Totally. Hi, Russ Creech. Michelle, that's a great point. And like, that's the thing, even when it does go recreational, having your medical card, you always will get better prices and you can buy more at a time than you can with a recreational without a medical card. Kathy Sachs says medical card, ADHD, migraines, cramps, muscle aches. Yeah, you have a high tolerance too. So you need a medical card so you can get those high dose edibles. Caitlin Lamoureux, I used to have a medical card for pain relief, but I didn't keep up with it once it went rec in Michigan. I'm going to connect you all to a site soon, and if you want to sign up and get your recreation or get your medical card, I know that some of us are in recreational states, but I do think like just job wise, if you're using a lot, you're using cannabis frequently, it just protects you from employers and landlords and anybody else who can kind of shake their finger at us for medicine. Okay? Michelle Weekly, so some stress was reduced there. I also learned that my body hurt because of anxiety. And when I learned that what terps worked for me, and I kept a log of what I consumed and noticed a trend. That's really cool. It's great to like be like, this strain works for me. If it has too much, limonene, maybe that's not something that works for you, or myrcene or whatever it is. Megatron, only got the medical card to start home growing ahead of recreational. That's cool. Well, Megatron, it comes in handy in all sorts of ways. Definitely with like paying less in taxes. Michelle, stress and anxiety comes hand in hand with mental and emotional strife. Yep, goes hand in hand with physical pain, weed remedies, all of that. Michelle, oh my God, I'm proud of you for not drinking anymore for 4 years. That's really impressive. I'm not tempted thanks to be medically legal. I can smoke as much as I want, eat as much as I want, and feel the best that I possibly can. That's exactly right. Alcohol, like, I don't want to shit on alcohol, but I don't really know any of the benefits of it. I very rarely drink. Even though I'm sponsored by an alcohol company, Everclear to me is more of a cooking agent than anything. I use it like a solvent. It is a solvent. So it's, or in fried food to make it lighter. I don't have vodka on hand. I don't keep like vodka and other things. I kind of just have Everclear. I don't have wine. I don't keep that shit in my house. But weed is great. And also Everclear makes a good tincture. So that's why I'm sponsored by them. But we can't, I can't make videos about that because cannabis is still Schedule 1. So it's so complicated. It's so complicated, this industry. And like trying to find sponsors and, people are like, oh, you should do another TV show. And I'm like, yeah, I'd love to. I've been pitching. Trust me, I've been pitching since Bong Appetit. But, Vice was kind of the only place that was putting that content out there. So, and then someone was like, you should make a YouTube series. And I was like, I did. I went to Thailand and I shot a whole series. It was crazy. It was fun. Natalie B, drop kicks. Where will you go to get it in Jersey? I think I'll be getting my card next month. I live in New Jersey. Drop kicks. Okay, you can go to this website. I'm going to get, I'm going to post about this, but I'm going to get promo codes for you for a website called LeafWell, and they provide doctors like all over the world for people to get medical cards. Definitely all over the country. So, and they have a pretty cool story. Jonesy loved the Thailand series. I'm waiting to hear if Vice might put it on their platform, which would be really awesome because we put so much work into that series and I'm really proud of it. And I wish I want more people to see it. I can only do so much. Yeah, Natalie B, I'm excited for this LeafWell collab because they reached out to me and they were so nice. I was like, oh my God, yeah. I mean, I used to have a medical card too, and then it went recreational and I was like, I don't need one, but I definitely should have one. I remember I worked at a job once and they wanted me to sign this like company whatever agreement, and like in the first paragraph it was like, you can't come to work high. And I was like, well, you can all fuck right off because I'm gonna, me, I don't hide my Instagram. My Instagram is right there for you to look at. So you know what you're getting. So anyway, having my medical card, I can go, listen, this is my medicine. So, for legal reasons, you guys, can't do this. So gotta stay strong. We kind of live in a bubble sometimes. Like when you only hang out with stoners, you forget how judgmental people are about what we do, which is it's so wild to me. I'm like, why do you care? It's not like I'm smoking a cigarette where it's like you've got secondhand smoke and I'm, whatever. It's not good for me. I'm smoking pot. Anyway, let's keep watching things. Let's keep watching things. Oh no. Okay, I've got a good one. Okay, don't hate me for this.
But I think the real combination is topical plus the oil. You don't have to take, but a lot of people find that they have better pain relief from 1+1, like 1 part THC, 1 part. So it's like edible, like, marijuana mixed with CBD. A lot of people find great benefit in that for some reason.
What is he talking about? Medical marijuana. Medical marijuana mixed with CBD. So like the combination of CBD and THC, I recently made some of that can of popcorn with the CBD THC royal blueberry, and now that is different than what he's talking about. So I talked about it while I was doing that live stream last Saturday, and basically they grow, you can get CBD from hemp and you can get it from small world. You can get it from cannabis, which is technically like the same plant, but they're grown for different reasons. Just like you can grow corn to be something that you eat, right? Edible corn. or you could grow corn to make high fructose corn syrup, which is not something that you would pick off of the plant and eat. 'Cause it's not very like, it's not, I don't know if it's like not very sweet. Like they don't grow, they concentrate it to make it super sweet for high fructose corn syrup. And that's what they're doing with hemp, THC or CBD. The plant doesn't have a ton of THC or CBD in it. That's why they can legally grow it. It's under this amount, and then they concentrate it. But you can also get, if you find the right growers, and as the industry opens up more, I think there will be more growers who are interested. Oops, I'm sorry. Oh, get him off the screen. Please get that tool off the screen. Okay. Yeah, we don't have to look at him anymore, Kathy. That's fair. That's fair. Let me find something else. Let's find something. Oops, let's find something else. Don't worry.
Hi, my name's Jerry. I want to tell you a story about, I had a lung operation a couple of months ago, and when I was getting out of the hospital, they wanted to give me some oxy, and I don't do them. I can't. I can get in trouble with them. What I did was went up to my local medical dispensary, and I bought some high-powered edibles, and they took me right through. I was in no pain.
That actually, the cannabis producer of Bong Appetit, he got off of opioids using cannabis as well. So that is a very common, awesome use for cannabis, is like we can stop being so dependent on opioids. And if, when it becomes legal, fingers crossed, Kamala was talking about legalizing, we can have more research, we can have more access, we can, prescribe less opioids and have more cannabis. So
I was feeling fine, and when it was over, you just walked away. There was no urge. You didn't want any more or nothing. It was unbelievable. So you can bet the pharmaceutical companies aren't going to like this. Thank you again. My name's Jerry. Hi, my name's Jerry. I want to tell you...
Ooh, thanks, Jerry. I love Jerry's journey. That's a great story. You're saying this guy's story is somewhat similar to mine. Dropkicks, and same as Natalie B. I got the papers for a doctor at my local dispensary, though. That's cool. That is cool. See? We have so much in common. Okay. Copy. Let me get this link.
Imagine unwinding with a cannabis-infused bath bomb tonight.
Okay.
Fill your tub with warm water, letting the steam rise around you. Drop in the bath bomb and watch it fizz and dissolve beautifully. As the colors swirl, feel the stress of the day melt away. Take a moment to breathe deeply.
Was this done by AI?
Imagine unwinding with a cannabis-infused...
Oh my God, it's freaking me out. What do we got here? This guy's story is so... Oh, wait. Chris Anderson says it's a great way to get off of alcohol, which is so bad for you. Yeah, I don't... I'm glad I didn't... Alcohol wasn't really my thing. Oh, maybe I can get papers at Zenleaf for a doc. I don't know what that... Are you talking about getting a recommendation? Talking about getting a card? Potent infusions. Let's watch this. Let's watch this one.
Mason Pot fam. Let's make some potent infused coconut oil today using the Mason Pot kit. We have what's probably about 10 grams of shake here, but no matter how much you're using, I'll show you how to make it as potent as possible.
10 grams of shake. Where the fuck is my pad and paper? All right, give me a second. I'm wearing pajamas, so don't judge. Oh wait, maybe you don't have to see. I need a pen. All right. He said 10 grams of shake, right? Let's assume that shake is maybe 15%. Did you say 10 grams?
The shake here, but no matter how you use coconut oil today using the Mason Pot kit, we have what's probably about 10 grams.
Why is it probably about? Why can't they just tell me what it is? Anyway, do you all want to see? Where's my iPhone? Uh-oh, it's too big. We gotta make it smaller, you guys. I want to show you my math. Oh no, did it freeze? Did it die? Did my phone die? Oh, my phone died. Oh my God, how did my phone die? Oh, because it's not plugged in. You know what? Never mind, I'll just show you on this camera. Okay, so we got 10 grams of shake. Let's see what this guy's gonna do.
A shake here, but no matter how much you're using, I'll show you how to make it as potent as possible. Simply dump it in the Mason Pot jar, take the lid with the silicone ring and screw it right on there.
Everyone loves the jar method, but you know, like, okay, let's keep going.
Tighten the band firmly, and then we're going to take the probe piece of the thermometer and insert it right through that silicone hole. Make sure the probe hits the bottom. This is going to give you the most accurate temperature range possible. Then we're simply going to turn on our thermometer. We're going to set it for a 40-minute timer, and we're going to do 240 degrees for 40 minutes total here. You can simply clamp the thermometer on. It's magnetic on your oven, or there's a handy little stand on the back you could prop it up with too. Set it right in the middle there. You can also use a baking sheet there if that's something you prefer, is also a nice option.
Probably.
Now let's get it going for that 40 minutes. As soon as that 40 minutes is up, what we're gonna do is go ahead and take it out. See, it's right around that mark, 241 here.
So you all know why we use the stasher, right? We use it because you can squeeze out the air. I just want to make sure this is still streaming. Wait, why is it still streaming, right? Yeah, okay. Because I haven't seen your comments in a second. Okay, so we use it so we can take out the air, and you can't really do that here with a mason jar, but this is one way of decarbing.
Here, timer is up. Now let's grab that right out. And then we're just gonna let it cool on the counter for a little bit. This is important to let the vapors settle. You know, if you open it right away, you're gonna lose some potency and some terpenes. So we're like 87, that's cool. At that same time, I just put this coconut oil in the oven to let it melt down. That's kind of the key. So you can just barely top the flour, or you could also use MCT oil, but the key is just barely getting it above the flour for that most potent product. Also, look at the...
Okay, but how much oil did he put in? Yeah, he's trying to like just saturate it.
Color. When you decarb, there should be a little brown hue to the flour. Now let's simply go ahead, dump that coconut oil in, and right until it just tops it off, barely. Again, you can add as much as you like, but this is about being as potent as possible.
Right, he's trying to concentrate it.
See? I hope you're a little, better than me today, but it's all gravy. We got the microfiber cloth, just wipe it right up. And let's see here, hopefully we get a little better zoom in, and we are perfect. Perfect. See, it barely tops. That's gonna be a nice batch right there.
Okay.
Screw the lid back on.
I don't know how
Make
much
sure that
oil.
probe is still hitting the bottom there. We're gonna put it in the oven for 200 degrees for 2 hours.
Riddle me this. Riddle me this. Why do we decarb at 240 and then we infuse at 200? Why? Why? The weed was already at 240. And then for 2 hours, like I didn't do lab testing at 200. Or maybe I did do 212 for oil too. I have to look. It goes faster if you increase the temperature. So if we're already decarbing the flour at 240, just heat your oil to 240 in the oven too, with the flour in it. Agitate it every once in a while. You could use a mason jar if you wanted. You can use any oven safe container to decarb in the oven and stir it up. Anyway, that's my one bone to pick. Is 2 hours? It doesn't need that long.
But the recommended range in general is 190 to 220. So an hour is up, it's at 203.
Says who? 190 to 220, but then again, like, why are you, and you're using coconut oil, which has a very high smoking temp. So, like, it's not even a thing of, like, oh, you know, like, oh, okay, don't knock my mic. Okay, you can say this. You know, like, oh, that's, the oil is going to burn at that temperature. So we have 10 grams. Let's see. I'm sorry.
3. We can give it a little swirl here as we reset the timer for another 61 minutes. It should be 60. I just feel it 61 today. I'm being goofy. So just take it out if you want to.
And who says 2 hours? Why is it 2 hours?
Give it a little swirl. Again, not necessary, but just a nice.
Yes, it is necessary. That's probably one of the best things that you did was agitate this so that the oil, which is so saturated with, you know, the flour, is like, there's not very much oil in there for it to swirl, to shake up that the trichomes, get them off of the plant matter, which is fine, but you do want to shake it. Rick from Alberta, Canada. Alta Astro Astrology. I love it. I love it. Hi, Alberta, Canada. We're in Alberta.
Just a little extra touch if you can. Okay, the next hour is up, so 2 hours total is up. It hit a little higher temp at 217. Whoa, dude, I'm kind of crazy today, man. So don't knock your jar over like that. But it didn't spill anything because we got a nice tight seal and a silicone ring on there. Now unscrew that lid. Simply place it to the side. Now we're gonna get ready to press this out. So here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna put your fine strainer, any jar, mason pot jar, whatever you have handy. Then we're simply gonna drop the puck inside of the jar here today. Perfect. Now let's press it down. And as you see through the back of the pot hole, we'll press it. Nice firm press. I like just using my finger like that.
Interesting.
And we'll just strain it right through there, my friends. And when it's in this position, I like giving it an extra press, holding it for a little bit. This way you're getting all of that liquid gold out, and it's gonna be perfect, guys. Look at this. That color's looking nice. This is gonna be a nice, potent batch today. Now you have your infused coconut oil just to take straight up, add to your coffee, put it in smoothies. I like even putting it in a little gummy mold just straight up as the coconut oil. So you have a perfect little cube dose every time. This is good to pop in whatever you're feeling. Those are some of the ways I like to use it. And look, just letting it strain out a little bit for you. The fine strainer catches anything it wouldn't. And thanks again, guys, for chilling with the Mason Pot fam. Even though I was a little clumsy today.
Very cute, very potent. That looked like maybe a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. I would say, like, you know, my thought is I filmed a bit for SACTV in downtown Leduc, SCTV. That's cool. I used to live, when I was very young, I used to live outside of Edmonton, Alberta, because my dad is Canadian. He's from Edmonton. Yeah, Leduc is, it's gotten bigger. That's cool. Oh, look at it. I love it. The club is so cute. Anyway, we're outside Edmonton. I lived in a hamlet called Sherwood Park, Alberta. Sherwood Park, if you know where that is. 6 months in Edmonton, Stuart. Wow, I feel badly for you. Was it cold? So cold. But the northern lights are incredible up there. I used to catch a lot of frogs. That's what I would do. We had like a swamp, you know, like a pond. And I used to just catch frogs. And then there was like 2 farms down the street, a dairy and a beef. And I would play with the kittens. Sorry, I missed y'all. Don't worry, we're still here. I'm not going anywhere. We have time. They're in winter, but saw the northern lights. Yes, they are in winter. It's very cold in Edmonton, Alberta. Okay, so that was an interesting way of doing it. Very potent. I would say 10 grams of shake. Let's say it was 15%. After decarb, et cetera, the waste, probably like 12%. So then we'd have 1,200 milligrams in a quarter cup. So very potent, probably doesn't taste very good, but you could do it a lot in a lot less time. So that's what I would say to that. Jay Teeny, I feel like I know the answer. You're going to have ratios and stuff for decarbing, infusing, and all the weighing in your book, especially for people who cook but are really bad at math. Yeah, I mean, I put ratios definitely for like butter, and you can use those too for oil or anything. It's like if you use 3 grams or, 7 grams or, I have to look at the graph, but I have a graph and it'll tell you. Obviously, it depends on that starting material, how potent your flour is, but it'll tell you roughly what will end up in a tablespoon of butter if you infuse it into, I think I put it into half a cup. It was like if you put 3 grams into half a cup, if you put 7 grams, if you put an ounce, what's that going to be? So yeah, for people who don't want to do math, but it's kind of required if you want to make edibles and you want to be able to tell people confidently, like, hey, you never can know unless you have lab testing. And even then, they don't test every single one of them. So it's like an average. But you want to say to people, these are 3 milligrams. You can eat this much and it'll be this many milligrams. So they can gauge what they're getting themselves into, especially just because edibles taste good. And there's no way to know except for if you're whoever is cooking them, us, as we have to know and then tell them. We're responsible for them. So that's what the book for me is. I just see this huge movement happening where cannabis is going to be legal, right? Fingers crossed. And people need to know how to dose and how to think about it. Like, I think a lot of people look at a gram of weed and they go, oh, that won't do anything if I put that into a batch of cookies. But for a lot of people, it will. And usually people don't just put a gram, they put at least an eighth into a batch. Look at this guy, he put 10 grams into, it looked like maybe a quarter cup of coconut oil in the end. So, you put that into a batch of cookies and people are just really in for a trip. Bon, I'm really sorry, but we're not going to the park today. And I know you're going to be pissed off at me, but you're just going to have to live with it because we went the other day. But if you go get a toy and I'll throw it for you. Sorry, you guys. The word average makes me feel more confident. Yeah, you can't, it's never an exact. There's no way to know exactly, J-Teeny, because there's just so many variables at play. Bon with homemade edibles and even with store-bought edibles. So Bon, what do you want? Do you want a treat? Okay, let me get the dog a treat. 1 second. 1 secondo. Do you want some chicken? Okay, come here. Let me see what we can get you that I can give you that'll make you not bug me right now. Okay, you're gonna be spoiled, okay? You're gonna be spoiled. Yes, I'm gonna spoil you. Okay, come here. Come and get a treat. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are. Get it. Get out of my face. Okay, wait. Let me see what you're saying. Oh, don't cry. Don't cry about it, Bon. Don't cry. You can eat it. No. She's crying. Sorry. Okay, I'll take it back. Give it back to me. You don't want it? I really created a monster here. Take this. It's liver. You like liver. Get out of here. Here's the video. I'm the drunk in the doorway. It's legal here in Canada. The stigma behind it is very unfortunate. I know. It's legal all over Canada, which is really cool. JTini, looking forward to seeing you in DC for the book tour. Yeah, I'm really hoping that happens. Bear with me with the book tour, okay? Because that's totally on the authors. So if we make a bestseller list, email your friends, contact your friends, anybody you know who would be interested in an edibles cookbook. This is the book for them. I have interesting story in the beginning of how I got started in the industry. If that seems cool to you. And then I have kick-ass recipes, like my caramel recipe. If you want to make candy, I have gummies. I have fruit roll-up. I call it Zoot by the foot. It's got funny names. Anyway, if it hits like bestseller list, then for sure I can go more places on the book tour. But I need all of your help. I met with a book publicist, and she's like, you're too tiny for me. You can't afford my agency. And I was like, fair enough. She didn't say that verbatim, but that's what I gathered. And she's like, you gotta just like ask everybody to contact people and send out emails, like, please pre-order this book. Wait, let me read this. Chris Anderson says, it's nice to make edibles that don't knock you out and that you can enjoy during the day. The knockout ones are for nighttime. That's true. I'm going to try and look at this on my computer so I can look at you and I don't have to look across. Alta Astrophotography. I had a cannabis home care nurse come right to the house to educate on cannabis for medical purposes. Been a lifesaver. That's really awesome. That's really cool. Now, I don't claim to be a nurse or a doctor or anyone medical, but sorry, my dog is trying to bury her treat. I do know about edibles. And I do know how to dose homemade edibles, which is, it's not hard. It just does take math. And it's better to have a guesstimate than to just kind of be like, I don't know. Because that's when we get edibles and that are too potent. And one of the things, I have a chapter called A Formula for an Ethical Dose. And it's the first question you need to ask yourself is, how much of this recipe is someone going to eat, right? What's a serving size? Because we all know that serving size lie, but we can't lie. We have to be honest about our serving size. So if you think people are going to eat 20 of whatever it is, you need to dose it so that they can eat 20. Because otherwise it's not very nice. Otherwise, you got to make some that are non-medicated and you're making 2 recipes. Now, if you want to do that, by all means, more power to you. But otherwise, just dose them so people can have more than one. Like chips, crackers. Let me see what you're saying here in this chat. If anyone is interested in looking, yeah, I'm interested in looking at it. So 62% people have said no to having a medical card. That's interesting. That's interesting. Good to know. I'm going to make a post about where to get your medical card. And I'm going to get one too. We can all get one together. All right, should we watch more videos? Yes. That was a potent infusion, is right. Higher cooking. Let's watch this. I won't be a bitch, okay? I'm not going to be mean. I'm going to be nice to this guy.
Hi, it's Jason again.
Hi,
this is a
Jason.
great recipe. It's
Is
my
it?
favorite dessert recipe.
Ooh.
It's my coconut macaroon.
Ooh.
I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and start assembling the pieces for our macaroon. So the first thing that we're going to do is take 1 full bag of the decimated pulverized coconut and put that into the blender.
Poor coconut.
So you'll notice it's a little lighter than before. It's not nearly as long and stringy. This gives it a much lighter texture. So we'll get all that into our mixing bowl here.
So wait, was there a first to this? Was there a first part to this? Because like, what? Okay.
Into this mix, what I like to do is slowly incorporate some of my different ingredients. So what you'll see is we're going to bring in 1 stick of can of butter melted, 1 can of condensed milk, and I've got some extract of both coconut and vanilla that I like to add. So we'll be adding those in. So again, we're just going to slowly go through this. So what we'll do is we'll just turn it on really slow.
What?
And as it goes, I like to start with the condensed milk.
Wait a minute. Alta Astrophotography, you get 90 grams a month delivered to your door. That is fucking rad. That's awesome. Very cool. And thank you for your service.
So you simply take the
I don't know. I have no idea how potent this can of butter
condensed
is.
milk and just let it drizzle in a little. And this is so goopy and
This is so gooby. That's awesome. I'm feeding my dog little pieces of liver.
limey, and it's so good. And all we're really looking for is just to kind of get this mixed in, and we're starting to see it to clump together a little.
Okay.
Remember, in traditional cooking, we're almost making like a dough here. And you'll start to see it starting to get a little more clumpy.
Oops.
Slowly, about half the can's in
No.
right now. Once I get
There.
pretty much half the can, maybe 2/3 of the can in, I like to hold off and let it run a little so I can get a good look of how it's going. I like to scrape in from the sides and make sure I'm getting all of that luscious condensed milk into the macaroon.
Yes.
Then I like to add my extract. Extract's very powerful. Again, I like to add vanilla, and recently I started adding coconut just to give it a little extra kick. Just drizzle that in as well.
Okay.
And now you're gonna get this big aroma of coconut and vanilla, and it's really starting to come together well.
Yes.
And this is where we bring our can of butter in. This is about room temperature now. And what I like to do is control the pacing of this, because I want to try to get it all in so I'm still accurate.
This is just this Alta Astrophotography. This is just a video on YouTube that we're watching together. So I am now a streamer, which is like a new way of doing things. And anyway, we hang out on Wednesdays. This is what we do. We hang out and we watch videos. I posted on X about this too. Let me see if anyone has seen it. Okay, let's keep watching.
With my actual medical benefits that I see off of this, or how much of the can of butter is being taken into this, so I can make my macaroons knowing the full amount of can of butter that's been in. What that brings us is to about 350 to 400 total milligrams of THC that we've added to this mixture. And as I can see, I'm starting to get it really...
Wait.
Medical benefits that I see off of this, or how much of the can of butter is being taken into this, so I can make my macaroons knowing the full amount of can of butter that's been in. What that brings us is to about 350 to 400 total milligrams of THC that we've added to this mixture.
I don't
As you
know
can
how
see,
he
I'm starting
knows
to get
that.
it really nice. What I like to do now is probably stop it, drop the bowl down, and start to kind of give it a good
does he
mix in here.
know?
Because the last thing that we're going to add into this as we start to bring all of our mixture together is we're going to
Here in Washington, Brian Skitch says, here in Washington, before it was legal, getting weed was too easy for me to bother getting a card. Years into legal, even less of an incentive of how cheap retail flower became. Interesting. I'm curious about the Washington market. I tried some caramels from there. My collaborator on the book, Naomi Tomke, she's awesome. She sent me some photos of like what's in the Seattle scene, and I really want to come and visit. So
pulled
soon.
some egg whites in here to bring it a little more kind of light fluffiness to the macaroon, so it really gives it that extra kind of wang. So
Welcome
let's
to
get
the
this
live,
here.
Brian.
Okay, as this finishes going through, we're going to add the last little bit of our condensed milk. And it just kind of brings it all together now. It's really important that you try to make sure you get this well distributed as possible. Fortunately, the can of butter really kind of got spread through initially very well in this. So now that we're going to finish the condensed milk, we'll let this go just a little bit longer, and then we'll let the bowl release, and we'll scrape off of the mixer here. I will tell you again, just to be a little bit cautious, I like licking the spatula when I'm making cookies and brownies and stuff. If you do that when you're doing it with your weed edibles, you're going to have a very exciting evening. You may not remember it, but that...
I always tell you when we're in the kitchen, Sesh, careful when you lick that spoon, because it's almost like you think because you're making the edibles, you're immune from their powers, but you're not. And we've already decarbed, the weed's decarbed, so it's good to go. It's ready to go. So just be careful.
That's okay, but just remember, you're working with some very concentrated stuff, so it may not feel like it, but just a little bite of this might be 5 or 6 milligrams. So really be cautious as you go through and use this. So let's...
Well, I have no clue because I don't, he said 350 milligrams, okay? We're going to take him for his word.
Take this off. Mixing the actual wax and then the condensed milk and all the different sugars, it's really powerful. So what you're end up going to have
wax?
Is a mixture that looks something like this right now.
Okay.
And you can see
he really whipped the shit out of that.
Separate the yolks from the egg whites. So if you've ever done this, really pretty easy. Just simply crack an egg in half and then just take one half and just allow the egg white to fall in and just keep that yolk. So what we're going to do now is just simply turn this on, and we're just going to beat these egg whites, and you want to put a little amount of speed into them. When I do this, I only use about half of it initially. I fold it into the coconut, and then I do the other half. And what you'll see by doing that is it actually keeps the coconut much lighter. So now you're starting to see we're getting really good air into this. It's starting to look very beautiful. It's not to that point where it's peaking too much, but it's just starting to get air bubbles into it. I'll keep going, probably another minute or so on this. Man, I can already see it. I can see the fluffiness this is going to be adding to.
Yeah, Mercine's a nice terp. You're hilarious, Vanessa. Thanks, Eddie Moretti. How's your drive going?
The macaroon, I think you'll really enjoy it. Now I think we're getting right to the stage. I can feel it getting a little thicker. I'm going to go ahead and slow her down.
Hi.
And I think we're going to get the perfect egg whites right now. And what I'm going to do is take about half of this mixture. And if anyone's ever told you to fold anything in and you weren't sure, I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. I'm putting about half of this egg whites in here now.
Okay.
And you're not stirring or doing anything like that. You're simply taking a little from the bottom, putting it on the top, and then folding it over. And what you'll get is this really nice, light fluffiness. You can already feel it as I'm mixing this into the batter. You can start to see.
Russ, he's making macaroons, coconut macaroons. Now, I have never done it where you like grind up the coconut flakes. I've tried making these on Kauai several times. I've made them really well one time. Not on Kauai, but I don't use condensed milk. I just use sugar and egg whites, but that's more difficult. So, but I've never seen it done this way. It's interesting.
It's
And he
becoming
put
lighter. Even when I lift up,
butter
I can tell
oil.
that this is lighter than it was when I first started working with it. So at this point, we got our first batch of this kind of done, and now I feel we can incorporate the second amount of the eggs. So we'll go ahead and pour those.
So when you're folding, what he just did, he whipped his egg whites, right? And you get a lot of air in it. And then what you want to do is you want to put in half of the egg white into your batter and then fold that in so it lightens the batter. Whereas if you put it all in, then you're working all of those eggs to try and lighten the batter. So you kind of like sacrifice half of those egg whites to make the batter lighter, and then you go in with your second half that are still haven't lost any of their structure and air, and then lighten it even more. Does that make sense? It just makes it slightly more light. Anyway. Jesus, wow, I know, this is good. Madam Dram, are you smoking the Funky Charms? How is it? It's pretty good. I want to smoke the, well, I have some pink Jesus I can roll up really quickly because I'm almost done this one. I'm just trying to feed Bonbon some chicken because I think she's realized she's not going to go play with her dog friends tonight. She'll be okay, though. Don't worry. You'll be okay. Yes, your little feet need a break. Okay, let's see what else is Sky. I'm going to roll up another one.
In, make sure we get all of that. So the eggs just act as kind of a vehicle to incorporate more air into this. And we're getting this really light material, dough-like right now, which is going to be great when we go to make our macaroons. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that sit for a second as we're done.
Okay.
We're going to get a tray and get ready to make our cookies. So what I'm going to do now is take this. A real interesting thing is when I used to make these, I would pack this thing really tight and jam it down. And it gave you a very dense cookie, which tasted really good, but it was almost too dense. And now we're trying to lighten them up a little.
Yes.
So what I like to do is just very simply get in here, scoop it against the side of the wall, but now try to force it down and then just simply put it on here.
Okay.
Now let me tell you, one of the best things in life right now are these silicone pads because nothing sticks to them. So if you're looking at actually baking, I highly recommend you use these. If you don't have these available, at least put wax paper down. So all we're going to do is, and one of the things that's...
Don't put wax paper down. He means parchment paper. Put parchment paper down. I don't think you put wax paper down.
Very important is that you keep count of how many you do, because that's going to give you an understanding of the strength or the dosage basically of each one of these. So in the example where we were at about 400 milligrams altogether, if we make 20 of these, if we do the math, that's very simply 400 divided by 20, or roughly 20 milligrams a cookie, which depending on what level you're comfortable with, that may be way too strong for a lot of people. So what I like to do here, sometimes when I'm trying to bake for others, I'll take about a half a stick of my can of butter and then add a half a stick of normal butter. So that way what I've done...
Yeah, you can always dilute. If you make, say you made that coconut oil that the other guy made, you know, and you're like, this is way too strong. Shit, I gotta go get more snacks for Bonbon. She's gonna torment me. Bonbon, go find a bone. You have a bone. You have bones. Check out Ringo's Gift. Ringo's Gift, one of my faves. Okay, I will. What was I saying? I was saying that like you can dilute your butter with like, or the coconut oil. Just add more uninfused oil or butter, whatever it is that you made, and then it's less potent. You want to make, you know, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Okay, so let's keep going.
Is reduce the total milligram count down to somewhere in the neighborhood of around 200 milligrams. So each cookie comes in at about 10. Because one of the challenges of making these is they're so tasty, people kind of forget that they're actually edibles. And they put themselves in a pretty tough situation sometimes.
Yep.
Because they eat too many.
Yeah.
And they enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then what do? They
What?
have another. And then they have another.
That's
and what
right.
that simply does is brings us to the point where they don't realize they consumed 4 cookies at 10 or 20 milligrams each.
No.
And that puts them in a very challenging position to be able to get.
What did I say about a formula for an ethical dose? Okay? Add 1 drop of that guy's oil for the same amount of THC. Exactly. Yup. Baked. Bonbon is a snack name. Yes, Bonbon is, because she's a little baby. She's a little sweet little girl. Bonbon. Can you just chill? What's out there? You want to go outside? It's getting late. It's too dark. It's when the coyotes come. Wiley might be out there. We don't want no Wiley. Okay, let's keep
You'd
going.
have to go to work the next day. Before I actually started scooping these out, just a note, I went on and set the oven to 350 degrees. That's a really good temperature for these. Runs probably about a half hour, but we're going to want to keep our eye on them. So let's just get these laid out. And man, these are looking good. I think I've used about half of the actual dough right now. So it looks like we're going to have 15. So maybe we're going to get about 30 of these. Now what we've done is use our scoop to put the balls of the macaroons on the actual tray. You can notice I kept them pretty well spread out. They form these perfectly beautiful balls. We're going to stick these in the oven at 300.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Bonbon. I have a sad sense of humor. Anyway.
350 degrees and
Look at his perfectly beautiful balls.
hope that they come out perfectly golden brown. They should take about 30 minutes. So let's put these in the oven.
Put them in the oven. I'm going to get her a treat.
All right, now we've pulled the macaroons out of the oven, and I have to tell you, they are beautiful golden brown. When you're cooking them, watch it, especially if you're doing multiple trays in your oven and some's a little hotter than the other. I like to move them around a little, but what you'll see is this beautiful finish on these macaroons. Golden brown, crisp on the outside, just brown on the top. And now what we're ready to do is to prepare our chocolate for dipping. So again, I'm firing up the double boiler, and we're going to go
Is
through
he
the
gonna temper
process,
chocolate?
melt our chocolate down, and then dip the macaroons in this wonderful, wonderful dark chocolate. I prefer dark chocolate. You can use milk, but I think the contrast between the dark chocolate and the macaroons is phenomenal. So we'll let the water heat up, we'll get our double boiler going, and then we'll go ahead and make our chocolate ready for dipping. So let's get that going, and then we'll dip some macaroons, and then we're almost at the finish line. Okay, so the easiest way to melt chocolate is very simply use a double boiler, get a nice aggressive boil going to it, and then simply bring your chocolate in. What you'll notice is with chocolate, you never want to go too quick. It's really, you want to temper the chocolate. But if you just take your time, let it melt naturally, don't try to rush it, you'll see how simple this is. It's really just a very, very gentle heating of the chocolate to get it to melt down, using a really good rubber spatula to keep the chocolate working. Now you can really start to see it become smooth. Once you get in here, we're probably about a minute away from having really great chocolate to dip in. The one thing I will tell you is, depending on your speed, sometimes you got to put
Sorry. This is the pink Jesus. I teach you how to temper chocolate in the book, but do you guys want me to show you how to do that in real person? In real person? Would you like me to teach you how to temper chocolate? This is not how you temper chocolate. So basically, if you don't temper chocolate, right, what happens? Have you ever left a chocolate bar in a car and it got hot and then it got cold again and it set and it turned all white on the outside? That's called a chocolate. It's a bloom. The fat has risen out of the chocolate. The cocoa butter has separated and risen to the top. And it doesn't mean your chocolate is bad. It's not like it's mold or anything. It's just that structure of fat and sugar and cacao, when you temper it, you put all of those compounds or whatever it is, ingredients in line. They have a structure that they form, an emulsion. You create this, I think it would be an emulsion, but you create this, they have different tiers of like beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, beta 4, and beta 5 crystals based on like how strong of a temper you have on your chocolate. And it's all about melting it to a certain temperature, cooling it to a certain temperature. You can do that on a marble slab and temper. You can marble your chocolate. I don't do that. Seeding is when you take tempered chocolate, so chocolate that hasn't been melted, and you put that into your melted chocolate and you slowly stir it. And as that chocolate that is solid, as it melts in the heat of the melted chocolate, so the untempered chocolate, because the untempered chocolate, when you melt it, those crystals and everything, molecules are all like, they're all over the place. They're not organized. And when you put the tempered chocolate into it, it trains the crystals to get into a certain pattern. And as you stir it, it brings it all together. So that's what I do. Anyway, this isn't that, but that's okay.
Put the chocolate in.
And what happens when your chocolate is in temper, then it's shiny, it cracks, it doesn't, it'll still melt if you hold it in your hand long enough, but at first it won't. Chocolate out of temper doesn't get hard. It just stays like at room temperature, it'll be soft and wet. That's why it's always in the fridge when you see people who are doing quick melting chocolate on TikTok and on Instagram Reels or YouTube. It's not stable at room temperature. Or you put coconut oil into it to make like a magic shell.
Back onto the double boiler to get it back into this really kind of nice, very smooth, almost liquidy format of it. Because if you take too long, it tends to harden up, and then what you'll find is you get these really thick layers of chocolate, which are good, but honestly, it overpowers the macaroon. So if you have the ability, just make sure you're keeping your chocolate in here, get it nice and smooth like this. You can see it's now completely liquid. So at this point, what I'll probably do is turn our burner down just a bit. So we'll ease it on down some. So what we'll do is put our towel away here, get it out of our way, and then what we'll just really do is when you see the chocolates at this point where it's just that lush, simply take one of your macaroons, and at this point, simply take it from the box, gently put it in the chocolate, and then what I like to do is just get a real simple scrape off of it so you get a nice coating of chocolate, and then put it on our tray. It's that simple. There's not a whole lot to this, except for we're going to do a little design here at the end. But what you want to do is you want to make sure you're not putting too much of a layer of chocolate on the bottom for many reasons, but probably one of the biggest reasons is it just overpowers this delicate taste of the coconut you've already established, and you hate to do all that work to make these wonderful coconut macaroons only to have them end up tasting like a Hershey's bar. Okay, so we've got this now.
Well, you can use better chocolate than that too. like guitared. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to be a hater.
One of my favorite things, Dan, of course, taste the chocolate. But now it's getting a little more creative.
Better
And the way
wash
I
those
like to
hands.
do this is
Better wash
usually
those
I think
hands.
it's still loose enough, the chocolate is I simply just take the bowl. So I'll probably grab my towel again real quick
Did it fall on the floor?
and bring the bowl over. Here's a little tip. Be very careful when you're pulling it off a double boiler because there's going to be water at
Guess what he's going to say? I'll tell you what he's going to say. He's going to say be very careful and use the bottom of the towel to wipe the bowl, because if you get water into chocolate, it's actually not an emulsion because there's no water in it. There's no liquid in it. When you make a ganache, that's an emulsion. But this is, you don't want any liquid in it, because then you got to make ganache, because it's supposed to be all fat and sugar.
the bottom.
Well, I guess sugar
of your
has
bowl,
water
and
in
if
it,
you're not
but
careful,
it's
you'll drip it all over your
different.
macaroons and ruin these great macaroons. So I'm just
You
going
don't
to
want
take it
water.
right here, and then what I like to do is just do a little simple
Oh,
paintbrush
wait, you
motion.
didn't say that.
and
Don't
start
get water
putting
in your
all
chocolate.
over these things.
Those aren't going to set. But whatever.
Alrighty, so let's pop these in the fridge,
See?
then we'll come back and take one final look
See?
at our macaroons.
Okay. Oh my God, that's so loud. We don't need to watch the rest of that. You have to keep them in the fridge because he didn't temper the chocolate. Okay? So there you go. There you go. I'm giving Bonbon these. She got them at the vet and she loved them. Let's see what's in them. It's pumpkin, oats, pearl barley, potatoes, sunflower oil, cane molasses, cinnamon, blueberries, natural blueberry flavor, natural vanilla flavor. Why does she need all that? Mixed tocopherols to preserve freshness. That's probably not good for her. Rosemary extract, green tea extract, spearmint. Intended for supplemental feeding only. Yeah, it's a treat. Yeah, drink some water. These are a treat, Bonbon. You don't get any more of those. Anyway. Imagine if he was wearing a chef's toque. Yeah. Toque or toque? I don't know how to say it. We used to call beanies, when I lived in Edmonton, you call beanies a toque. You don't call them a beanie. And then you come to California and people think you're weird if you call it a toque. You don't want liver? Do you want chicken? I'm not giving you any more of those crackers. They're too sweet. You already ate dinner. I might have to take her for... I don't like to take her out too late, but we might have to go for a second walk this evening. I took her for one before we went live, but Bonbon likes to hoof it. She really likes to... Uh-oh. Who's that, Bonbon? She really likes to explore. All right. Well, that was that guy. Good job. If you want, we'll do a chocolate tempering lesson, because if you want them to be at room temperature, like sit out, you can put them in the fridge. There's no problem putting in the fridge, as long as you don't have anything smelly in the fridge, because chocolate picks up scent. So that's why, like, if you ever have your grandma's chocolate that she keeps in her freezer, it always kind of tastes a little funky because it's been sitting there for a long time. Let's see this. I kind of love this kind of video. Wait, Russ, your family called beanies toboggans growing up? Toboggans to me were always sleds, you know? Toboggan, like a sled. But that's cute. Yeah, we would call them toques. Okay, Betty Crocker. I think we should do that. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Okay, wait. 1 egg. Yeah. Do. Da. 1 egg. What the fuck? Pull up for the recipe. Half a cup. Look at that can of butter. Okay, well, we gotta look at this can of butter recipe. They have 6 subscribers. We better subscribe. They need help. Where's the can of butter recipe? Festivals in Belize. That sounds fun. Quick and easy how to make cannabis coconut oil. Is this it? Hi, Bum Bum. How much weed is that? Did they tell me? Wait, I wasn't paying attention. I don't know where this person must be somewhere it's not legal. Look at, this is great. That's a lot of weed though. Food Lion. Coconut oil. Okay, so you can do it this way. She's not gonna, or they, I don't know who it is, but they're not gonna decarb the weed first. It looks kind of like it might be old or like trim, and it's a lot of stems and leaves. It's a lot though, so it definitely has some potency to it. You can do it this way, just it will, if you do it this way, then you want to heat it for like 2 hours if you're not going to decarb it. Then it will, and I say this in the book, it's not my preferred method because it takes longer than doing both of the methods separately. And so you also steep it in the oil longer, which will pull more of that green flavor out of it. But it's another way to do it. Oops. I'm going to turn this music down. There we go. Okay. Coconut oil. I don't know how much. Did she put water in there? Okay, so she actually had water in it. I wonder if they, I don't know why I'm assuming this is a woman, but I don't know if they boiled it. Cook on low for 24 hours. Doesn't need that long. Doesn't need that long, but it's definitely one way to do it. And then what you're hoping is that the water is going to pull out the flavor, but look at how dark green that is. That is dark. Wow. Okay. Oh, they're wringing it out. Get all of that out. Yeah, you know, if you're not in a legal place, you gotta like, every drop, man, every drop counts. Freeze for 24 hours, then you're gonna pop it off. The water's gonna be on the bottom, right? And you can just dump that water Hi, Bonbon. And then I would strain it again through a cheesecloth or a strainer just to get some of that out. Hi, baby. Don't get mad at me. Inspire infusions. Cute. Okay, so I have no idea how potent that is, but that's definitely looks like motor oil. You know what? It actually like didn't look that bad. Didn't look that bad after all was said and done. Bonbon. Do you want to come and sit with me? Let me put this down. Do you want to come up here? Come here.
Okay, come here.
She's upset. Do you want to tell them why you're upset? Do you want to talk about it? I tried to give you all of those treats you're sniffing out right now, and you didn't want a single one of them. Do you want to talk about it? No? You know, I know you wanted to see your friends. We'll see them tomorrow. I know. We'll see them tomorrow. It's okay. Yeah, you're a good girl. Want to sit down? Yeah, okay. I tried to give you those treats, Bonbon. You didn't want them. You didn't want liver. You don't want it. See? It's not your thing. Anyway, she's sitting on my lap. Okay, let's see what else we got. I'm going to stay with you for another 16 minutes, and then I might go out and do a short little stroll with my petit chien, my little baby, and, you know, that's that. Let's see. Actually, they say the measurements here. Use 1 ounce of shake or 1 ounce of trim or shake to 1 cup oil, 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, high quality trim equals 1 ounce of bud. So they're saying that trim is like half the potency of bud. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Brian, do you host weed parties nowadays, like the format of Bon Appetit without the judging? Oh, like the first season of Bon Appetit? I don't, but I'm figuring some things out. I'm going to be cooking some classes, and doing other fun events. Animois. Should I have a medical card? Yeah, I think you should. I think it's a good thing to have. I think it is beneficial to have a medical card. I do. Okay, I can smoke more. I don't like to smoke with like Bonbon right in my face. You know what I mean? She doesn't mind it, but she's like, sometimes she gets annoyed with me. You know, she's sassy. JL Sanders, I wish it was legal in my state. Me too. Well, hopefully Kamala said she would legalize. Just throwing that out there. Okay. We know this shit is potent, or at least it's green. I think that stuff looked like maybe 5% THC. And an ounce is like 28 grams. So I would say like, not a lot. You know, it would be like 100. I don't think it was that many milligrams. Well, still would be a lot, but yeah, okay. Okay. One thing I'll say. Don't overmix your baked goods. As soon as you add flour to a recipe, at that point, try to mix the least amount possible. Except for with bread or pizza or anything that you want to develop gluten. But like in a cookie, cookies are just cakes. That's how cookies started. They started as testing cakes, and then they were like, oh shit, these little cakes are delicious. What should we call them? Let's call them cookies. Someone fact check me on that. Anyway, you don't want to overmix, just like you don't want to overmix a cake, because you want it to be tender. You don't want it to be tough and dense. So I wouldn't beat on, I don't do that, but maybe you can with like a Betty Crocker, because it's like foolproof, you know? Bonbon, what do you want? Okay, I love these people. I'm glad that I subscribed. Okay, let's watch this.
Do you find yourself consuming cannabis more often than you'd want to? Are you noticing that the same dose that you used to take isn't giving you the same effects as before? Or have you noticed that you've been spending more on cannabis than you normally do and probably more than you want to? Today we're going to talk all about tea breaks, also known as a cannabis tolerance break. We're going to talk about why taking a tea break might be helpful for you, what potential withdrawal and symptoms that you could expect from taking a break, my personal experience with taking my 45-day break, how I kept myself accountable, how I actually stuck with the entire 45 days, and most importantly, what did I learn from taking my break? And I'll leave you with some tangible tips on how to take your next tolerance break.
Okay, cool.
For those that are new here, my name is Anna, also known as Cannabinista. I've used cannabis on and off for almost 10 years now, from a medical perspective, for recreational purposes, and for spiritual purposes. A lot of the content that I put out, including this topic about tolerance breaks, is going to be presented in a manner where we look at the science first, what research has been done, and then making sense of that, then sprinkling in my personal experience. So just because I'm sitting here and saying, hey, this is my experience, blah, 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 that doesn't mean it's going to be the same experience for you. And I think it's important to know that. And same thing with whatever the research article says. Just because the article or the study showed that this many people went through that study and that was the result, it doesn't mean that I'm going to experience that. We all have different DNA, we all have different genetics, we all have different lifestyles, environmental factors. There's just so much that can affect one's relationship with cannabis and how they interact with the plants. I think it's important to be open-minded.
Oh, good, a comment. Please write more comments, everybody. JL Sanders. My nephew took his dog to the groomer last week, and while the pup ingested THC in some format, the pup was high as the sky. Should he go back to that groomer? I don't know, probably not. I kind of feel like I don't want Bonbon to get stoned on accident. Okay, you want fish. Man, she's really like, I'm getting all the treats I can right now, lady.
Minded and open to the fact that research is still ongoing when it comes to cannabis. I actually want to take a step back and talk about why people even take a tolerance break to begin with. Can people develop a dependency on cannabis? Can people develop a tolerance towards cannabis? Can people become addicted to cannabis?
That's a good question. How do you all feel about that? Can people become addicted to cannabis?
First, I think we should define these three words. The English language is so complicated, and sometimes people think certain words mean different things. First is tolerance. So in medicine, tolerance is the body's response to a drug after repeated use, requiring higher doses to achieve the same effect. Dependency is a physical or psychological condition where an individual needs a drug or a substance in order to function normally. Addiction is defined as a chronic, often relapsing disorder characterized by compulsive drug seeking, continued use despite harmful consequences, and long-lasting changes in the brain. Addiction is very serious, and it's not a topic that should be taken lightly, and it's not going to be a topic that I'm going to be talking about in this video. There are actually disorders out there that are caused by people over-consuming cannabis. The first one is cannabis use disorder. Cannabis use disorder is characterized by the problematic use of cannabis that leads to significant impairment or distress. It's defined by a pattern of cannabis consumption that meets this specific criteria in the DSM-5.
Wait, let's look at that.
By the problematic use of cannabis that leads to significant impairment or distress. It's defined by...
There we go. All right, let's see. The Diagnostic and Statistic Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5, defines cannabis use disorder as the presence of clinically significant impairment or distress in 12 months manifested by at least 2 of the following. Cannabis is taken in larger amounts or used over a longer period than intended. That's very loose. Intended by whom? Me? I don't intend to use any kind. I don't intend to ever. I use it all the time whenever I want. So that's my intention. So how could that be larger in the amount than intended? This is, I intend to use as much as I want. Persistent desire to cut down with unsuccessful attempts. No, I don't have a persistent desire to cut down. Excessive time spent acquiring cannabis, using cannabis, or recovering from its effects. No, I don't spend a lot of time doing any of those things. I just go to the store. Is that excessive? To go to the pot shop maybe once a week? I go to the pot shop. I go grocery shopping and then hit Cornerstone or Mota or wherever. The woods. Cravings for cannabis use. Yes, I do love weed. And I don't know if I would call it a craving. I would just say I feel better when I am stoned than when I am not stoned. I feel calmer and like I can handle the things that are in my life. So, yeah. So if I'm using cannabis post-life, then I might be addicted. Like when you're dead? Is that what you mean? You might be. Hi, Marvin. Oh my God, Marvin's here. Thanks for joining. Brian, yep, I was burning through an ounce 3 to 4 days in joint form, leaving it in my mouth being a busybody. Eventually, I kept sweeping around the larger elephant in the room tasks. What do you mean, Brian? Can you elaborate for us, please? So if I'm using I already read that, Marvin. I thought that was funny. Do you have a go-to 420 mood music, like album or artist? The movie club movies. I don't know. It kind of just depends on what mood I'm in. Honestly, I listen to Janet Jackson, and that's when I want to dance and stuff. Or, hi, Bamba. Uh-oh, did you eat too much? Did I give you too many treats? Go chill out. I'm going to be done pretty soon, and I'll take you for a stroll. Okay? Yes, I know. Yeah, okay, let's keep going. So tolerance, continue use despite physical harm, definitely not. Recurrent use resulting in neglect of social obligations. I just don't make social obligations. And if I do make them, I follow through. Do you hear this, lady? Bonbon. Bonbon, come here. Do you want to come up? Come on. Don't growl at me. We're almost done. We're going to go for a little stroll. I'm sorry, my dog is very bossy, and I've trained her to have a certain schedule, and she's really pissy about it if it doesn't happen. And she's glaring at me right now, literally like going like that. And I can't believe it. But you're going to have to wait 3 more minutes because I want to hang out just a teeny tiny titty bit longer. Okay, Bonbon? She controls my life. But I love her, so it's okay. Someone complained about me talking about Bonbon too much, so too bad for you. Yeah, Marvin. Actually, for some reason now we have more viewers again. Did people go and come back? Hi, Bonbon. I gave you treats. Do you want a fishy? Brian. Tasks that take more than a day, typically ones requiring a day or more prior prep, always a total flunky at peak usage. Basically just an addictive personality trait. Oh, people are just getting home from work. See, we need to hang out longer. She has multiple treats, multiple fishies. I don't really want to go for a walk now because it's dark out and I don't have any, like, Bonbon's not, she's not a guard dog. Let's just say that. She's a good alarm. She wakes up, like any little thing, she's barking, but like on a walk, she's not going to do much. Bonbon, you have another fish right there. Eat that fish. She just wants my attention. So anyway, I don't, all right. I guess some people experience this. 11-hydroxy THC. That's why it feels differently because heads up. Oh, there might be some music that she's using that I'm not allowed to use. What does this say? Accept channels from Content ID. When you turn on matching, YouTube automatically generates claims against others. Okay, so I don't think I can watch this video. It's going to shut us down. Okay, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next Wednesday on the Sesh, on the Club Sesh. And if you're a part of my Patreon, the Edibles Club, I will be live this Saturday. I don't know what we're going to cook yet. If you have any ideas. Feel free to message me on my Patreon, The Edibles Club, patreon.com/The Edibles Club. Pre-order my cookbook, How to Eat Weed and Have a Good Time. Thank you so much for being here. Buona notte. Look at now everyone's here. Buona notte. Sorry if you're just joining now. We've been live for 2 hours. I'll see you next Wednesday, okay? Join the Edibles Club. Subscribe to my YouTube. You know the drill. Thanks for hanging out. And good night. Hi, Travis. Where you been? Bye, Russ. Bye. Bye, JL. Bye, Brian. Bye, Jonesy. Bye, the Movie Club Movies. Bye, Kathy. Bye, Michelle. Bye, Marvin. Good night. If I forgot anyone, I'm saying good night to you too.